This smells like the exact same scenario that bestruck, was that right? Andy Reid right before he got out of Philadelphia. They went 4-12. He was fired and needed a fresh life someplace else. That's where I think we're at with Mike Tomlin. This smells like 4-12, and Mike Tomlin, to me, despite LeVar's endorsement, Mike Tomlin's the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons next season.
Oh, man, you're going there, huh?
Wow. Well, they're both not going to do good.
Wow. Look, since you're speaking of Andy Reid, this Mike Tomlin is only third in terms of win percentage as an active head coach behind that Andy Reid and Bill Belichick. So should he be on the hot seat? Absolutely not. Not by resume. Never a losing season. Not by resume. But will he be? Because of the conversation, because the back of the class is talking louder than the front of the class that is actually paying attention? Yeah, he will.
Might be good for Mike Tomlin, though, too. He may want a new air address.
I've been cut before. It sounds good after you cut, but not before. Oh, you might land on your feet. Yeah, but why am I in the air in the first place, damn it? This is an unfortunate set of circumstances when you talk about Mike Tomlin, what he's suffering in terms of loss of talent for various reasons, whether it's injury or whether it's distraction or whether it's someone wanting to know their personal value and worth. Whatever it is, no more killer bees out there in Pittsburgh, as we were saying. And this is really going to undermine what he's done in terms of being a stabilizing force despite all of those personalities and issues. Unfortunate, maybe there is a silver lining, but for me, he's not on the hot seat. For the world at large, I'm certain he is.
Some say that adversity doesn't build character, it exposes it.
Yeah.
I look at this Pittsburgh Steelers team. First of all, Mike Tomlin in general is usually on the hot seat if you pay attention to Pittsburgh Steelers news. And a lot of times people look to say, well, maybe he's not the coach for this team. One thing about the Pittsburgh Steelers, that organization stands behind their hired coaches. There's only been a handful of coaches that have coached there. I don't think that this organization is a knee-jerk reaction organization that will say, okay, an implosion that could possibly take place. I see them possibly being a 6 to 7 win team this year. I don't look at the Pittsburgh Steelers organization saying in a rebuilding year, you lose your starting quarterback. All right, we already know the situation with Bell and with Antonio Brown the year before. I think that this is more of an organization, and these are the organizations that win, by the way, are the ones that invest in the people that they bring in to lead the team and assist them in building that team up personnel-wise. I don't think he's going to lose his job over this. I don't think he ends up in Atlanta. And they'll salvage this season, but you'll look to see this team begin to build. They're putting pieces in place. The kid from Michigan that they brought in.
Devin Bush hadn't been very good early.
Well, but he's a rookie. But he's a rookie, and he's young.
Highly touted,
they're building the team. They're going to have to rebuild the team, and that's usually what happens in growing pains.
Yeah, and I agree with you right there. It's a rebuilding year now, especially since Ben is gone. That young quarterback they brought in, I'm not sure Big Ben, we haven't seen the last of him. That might have been the last throw that you ever see from Big Ben. I would not be surprised if he doesn't come back. I hope he does, because I like watching him play. But that kid who came in, they drafted him. Rudolph.
Rudolph.
He played pretty well. Yep. Two touchdown passes. I think this is going to be a season where we can watch and see with Coach Tomlin. If he can turn this around and get to 500 with this group, with that quarterback, then I don't see why you would fire him, especially with the history of the Pittsburgh Steelers. There was Chuck Noll and Coach Cowher.
Yeah.
And who else? Is that it?
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin. That's it.
Exactly.
So the Rooney family stands behind their guy. I don't see him going anywhere.
Why? I just don't understand. Look, man, this may be good for Mike Tomlin to get a fresh start and go someplace else. There's been a lot of things transpire in Pittsburgh, from Le'Veon to AB to his relationship with Big Ben, that if I have a chance to start over, perhaps Mike Tomlin, would I rather do it with Julio Jones and Matt Ryan and the Falcons, or would I rather go to Carolina perhaps when Ron Rivera is pushed out? There's going to be a lot of upheaval with some pretty solid organizations. Again, the Pittsburgh organization is rock solid, but there's a lot of heat on Tomlin. I'm going to tell you that everybody loves to say his winning percentage is X, Y, and Z.
I do.
And people are going in Pittsburgh are going to be like, hey, man, when Bill Belichick lost Brady, they went 11-5. And Pittsburgh is headed for 4-12, 3-13, something like that. I just think it would be good even for Tomlin. Go someplace else with a new win.
That is an established organization, and that let me tell you something. When there is systematic, a systemic,
Washington's gonna be open.
No way! Don't. Where's my cat?
You got your sniper roof.
Mike, don't you dare go to Washington.
Remy on the roof.
Don't you dare go to Washington. Let me
Remy
tell you
on the
something.
roof.
I always say this. There are franchises and there are NFL teams. The difference between a franchise, they win Super Bowls. The difference between them and those NFL teams play the teams that win the Super Bowls, right? I'm not going to leave a place. I was just saying this coming into work today. It's amazing that a black head coach was able to get the helm at Pittsburgh for the Pittsburgh Steelers because it is such a historic and history.
I don't think it was amazing.
I think it was.
Have you heard of something called the Rooney Rule?
Yes. They
Guess who
created
started
that
that?
Rooney Rule.
The Rooney.
Yes.
Guess who started that?
How they not gonna give a black
I mean, damn, they got to be at least one team. If there's one team to give you a black coach a chance, it's a Rooney.
But nonetheless, that's their first black head coach.
It's their third coach in 50 years. But go ahead.
Again, and the reality of that is that when you have a guy that has had the success, it wasn't a given that Mike Tomlin would come in. Look at what LaFleur is going through right now.
What, 2-0?
I mean, not LaFleur. What's my guy? Not LaFleur.
Pass the mic,
What's my
man.
man? What's my guy's name in
Pass
Miami?
the mic, LaFleur.
What's my guy's name?
Brian Flores.
Yeah,
There we
Brian
go.
Flores. I got you.
It's not a given.
Okay, I got a few points I got to push back on you. One, you know that you're talking about getting rid of him and it's going to fail forward and land in Atlanta, wherever it may be. Just want to remind you that second marriages fail at a higher rate than first marriages. Wow. You want to know why, brother? Because you think it's going to be better somewhere else. Oh, I fixed it. It was their problem. It's still with you, brother. Just letting you know that part. Two, we will fail everyone watching at home as former players if we didn't take them into the locker room right now and tell them how this is really playing out. I'm going to tell you, I ain't going to let them off the hook. You know damn well everybody in the locker room say, ball don't lie. And you know what ball don't lie mean? That's what y'all get, Pittsburgh. Y'all try to play this high road and build it on sand and take the high road, OAB, and we going to cast him down. And we are a happy group, and we're all good. And, boy, that ball don't lie, boy. It's some poetic justice in the air right now. I'm just going to let you know that when you start losing players to injury, you start failing like they are, 0-2. Tomlin's been here before in his career, but still, in Pittsburgh, they're looking like, damn, where's AB doing? Oh, just landed with the Patriots, better organization, better success, balling day one. It's just interesting that when they were playing this high road, I knew it was gimmick. It felt disingenuous. And it's just interesting. I know when I played and then something happened on your side and we were pitted against each other, I would just sit there and look. Like, I wonder how that's feeling right now. So no one thinks that there is a direct correlation between injury and them not performing well, an AB situation, but pitted against each other. I think it's very peculiar that things are crumbling where they said that everything was peace, calm, and happiness just a few weeks ago.
Karma, huh?
I mean, I want somebody to point that part out.
To me, you just made an argument for why Mike Tomlin should be like, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
My brand is still strong.
Yeah.
I can go land someplace else. Look how well it's working for Andy Reid. Bill Belichick, you know this is his second job, too.
Reach.
This is his second marriage. So, I just don't think the timing is bad for Mike Tomlin to take his ball to another organization.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.